Ever wonder what married men think? Well, I do. My name is Jory O'Neill, and I am on a quest to learn what makes men say, I still do, even when they feel like they don't. Join me as we embark on a journey of discovery and exploration into the mind of a godly man. Hear real stories of love, marriage, parenting, and everything in between. Each week, learn practical ways to keep your vows renewed well after the honeymoon. I still do. Do you? In 3, 2. All right, welcome back once again to I Still Do, the Godly Man's Perspective on Marriage. I'm your host, Jory O'Neill. I have with me this evening Donald David Owens Jr. and Terrence D. Wilson. You thought I was gonna put your whole government out there, right? But I didn't. I held back. So this week, folks, we're gonna actually we're gonna see where we are, right? We've done a lot of discussion, we've done a lot of talking, a lot of learning about these two gentlemen. Super excited that about their vulnerability and openness and just how eager they've been to share. I kind of want to see where we are in terms of how any of what we've discussed has made an impact or a dent in their marriages to date, right? So my first question for this evening, gentlemen, I'm so sorry. It's horribly rude of me. What kind of host am I? How are you gentlemen doing? How are you?
I'm blessed.
Oh, I'm doing good. Fantastic. High energy right now with the kids, loving it, doing my best.
High energy with the kids. I heard you almost had a bit of an incident at your house, though. No?
That's the energy part.
I don't know what you're talking
about. I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth.
So, gentlemen, I just have a couple of questions, just to see where we are in the marriage, right? Because this is the Godly Man's Perspective on Marriage. I want to know from the conversations that we've had, if you've done any reflecting and can share, like where you feel successful, like from the things that we've discussed, where do you feel successful at in your marriages to date?
I'll take this one first, Donald. For me, it's the communication. I feel very successful in our communication because that's like other than trust God, that's a pioneer of making sure it's part of the foundation in your relationship, in your marriage communication. I don't feel me and Chelsea have any issues with communicating our feelings or anything of that nature to one another. So I do feel very successful in that realm, and also being able to build with someone who wants to build with me. That's really important.
Okay, thank you. You're less matrixy today and a little more NASCAR. I hear a lot of like NASCAR speed racing background sounds. So I don't know if you're speeding off to your third honeymoon, if you're running away from the cops because your communication with Chelsea is so dope that they want to steal your ideas and take them for themselves. There's a lot of wind. I don't know if you can mute yourself a little bit, a little muting, just a little bit, not a lot of it, just a little bit. There we go. All right. Donald, same question. Where do you feel like you've been successful? Just doing a little reflecting, having all these conversations that we've had thus far about marriage. Where do you feel the most successful in your marriage?
It actually forces me to take a look at, first of all, the communication with my wife. Telling her and informing her all of the things that we've talked about on the podcast. So she's prepared when she hears it. And then also just thinking about, now that I have my life on display for people who do know me and don't know me, not to try to be too reckless when I'm having conversations, out in public or whatever, and just knowing that after hearing the things that Terrence says about his wife and his relationship, you know, I'm like, man, I'm 10 years in. This dude talking about philosophy of building teams, philosophy of us, and you know, we both go 200%. You know, just in case one is bad, we still at 300. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, this all sounds kind of good, but you know, I ain't got the energy to do all that. But you know, this podcast has really challenged me to step my game up. Not to say that I was a horrible husband before, but you know, I could be an even better one moving forward. Just taking the small steps, like just now, knowing that I have a lot of things to do after school to run this business that I'm in, and to know that my wife is around the kids, waiting for me to you know, get off these phone calls and things. But she's dealing with the children who aren't really, you know, they don't mind her too well. So coming home, I've been trying to clean up a little bit, cook a little bit, do something within a little bit of time frame that I have to make things a little bit easier on her. And just being mindful of those small things that help keep her sanity. So that way, when she comes home, she at least has some part of the house that's clean, or some type of food that's already in the kid's belly, or you know, some type of clothes that's already laid out, so you don't have to worry about that when it comes time to wash the kids up. Just being more mindful. I think this podcast has really helped her feel like, you know, she has a voice too on her side. So, you know, she's waiting for you to go ahead and do the Godly Woman podcast, so she can share her side of the story and embarrass me from time to time.
Listen, I'm here for it. Let's do it. I'm ready for that. I just feel like sometimes the male perspective isn't seen or heard much, you know, and so I appreciate that, Donald. And likewise, hearing from you both helps me to understand my husband better and try to be a better wife and kind of hear the things that maybe he's not saying, but that resonate with him as well, right? So now I ask you where areas you feel successful in. We doing glows and grows. So you told me where you're glowing at. When you got that glow, what areas do you feel like now you should probably put a little bit more effort in growing in? Either of you.
I'll go ahead and start with this one. After our last podcast that we did, you really convicted me with the whole planning for vacation piece. You know, we have been putting off vacation just for us, the adults, for so long, because at the end of the day, we realize that we are helicopter parents. We really don't, like, we love having people watch our children, but at the end of the day, we still worry about somebody else having our shot. Even my mother, you know, she raised me the best that she could. She did a fantastic job, and she's great with the kids. But you know, my children are interesting. And sometimes things happen, and you just never know. So just going forward and really actively planning and following through with some family. Not family. Adult only vacations. I mean, we do the dates, but that's not enough. We need a whole, you know, week. Whew, that sounds rough. A week away from the kids. I make fun of my wife when she says she can't do it, but at the end of the day, I have a hard time doing it to myself. So it's going to be a joint effort. So we right now we have a trip in August that I'm planning for her or for us. It's not really a surprise, but I'm just, you know, it'll be just adults, and we'll have some good time with other adults who have families, and we can talk, you know, trash about our kids and love all at the same time.
All right, I'm here for it. You send me that link and I'll sign up. I love time away from my children. It's my favorite pastime. Terry, are you able to share some areas that you could grow in? I know your wife is sitting next to you, probably giving you the side eye.
Oh no, she can't even hear. That's the best part about it, because I got this Bluetooth. I upgraded somewhat
with the wisdom. I love it.
Nah, but I would say the same thing as far as Donald is trying to find make that time for just us. You know, I don't like him. I don't like being away from my daughter. So it's like, okay, my grandma can watch it. Yeah, okay, yeah. We have your grandma watching. All right, I'm gonna go get my baby soon that I get off work. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being able to enjoy that time with her, because we do have a couple people who probably will watch them, but I don't want it. I don't want them watching, just because I want to be around my baby. So that's something that I do feel we can work on, and I can work on as well, as far as letting me go. Because even when her parents come down, they be like, "Yo, we can take the kids with us," and we be like, "Yeah, no," you know what I mean? Like I'm like, "Nah, that ain't happening." Who's she gonna sleep with at night? Me, you know what I mean? Like, so once we get that part down, once I get it down, then I think we can start doing more as a couple, um, and enjoying the marriage as well. Because right now, you don't want it to fall into a point where it just seems like a routine that you do every day, and you don't enjoy it. And I want to enjoy, and I do enjoy being with her. So I want to really enjoy it as life takes us on this journey that we're on together. And communication, it always can be improved. You know what I mean? So not only do that, but also work on your communication, because the better you communicate, the better everything else is gonna be.
I agree, man. Thank you for that share. So, this is an odd question for me to ask at this juncture, but where do you see yourself, or what do you see your role as in your relationship moving forward? So if you think about some of the hats that you said that you wore, right, over the last couple of episodes that we've done, being the encourager, right, being maybe the planner, right, for Donald, taking on more of that caregiving role. Donald also, Terry also, said you love being with your child, and that's an incredible quality in a man. Be honest with you, like that's sexy. That's, for me, that's like any dude that just loves that child. I'm like, wow, that's sexy, right? And just in case anybody's wondering, we got 4 kids, and I'm here, and my husband is with the kids. Got a sexy man. Just telling y'all that right now. All right. I'm sorry for anybody who's struggling. I apologize, but you too can go find yourself a sexy man. I digress. What role do you see yourself playing moving forward? Like, what is a role that maybe you've stepped in, right, since we started the podcast, some of the reflection, or maybe a role that you're like, you know what, nah, like I'm dope at this, and I'm gonna continue to stay dope at this. What is that role that you see yourself in moving forward in your marriage?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like the roles that I have in the next 5 years, I see myself still in those same roles, just better at it. I don't see myself changing hats or return a hat or anything of that nature. Um, I do see myself in the next 5 years. Got to put me at so pretty close to not working. You know what I mean, in the next 5 years. So that providing hat will always be there, because I'm putting in the steps to where the business will always be providing for the family, to where I don't have to run the business or be the business itself. So that's one thing. So I'm not gonna ever change my hats. I love these hats. I love wearing these hats, and I just want to be better at wearing these hats. So that's why I see myself in the next 5 years. Constantly having these hats on and being damn good at wearing these hats, speaking for the ladies.
Donald, are you still there? Did we lose you?
No, you didn't lose me. For me right now, one of the biggest roles that I have in our marriage is the child buffer. I literally buff my wife from the children. I use my foot, my hand, my body, my voice, objects in the house to make sure that they don't just constantly crawl over her and run on her and just bombard her all day and every day. I am also I'm the date planner but I think right now what I would love to end up being is the major breadwinner. Like, to be honest, like we did some budgeting for the last few months or few weeks, well, few months, few paychecks, and we looked at it differently than what we normally do. Like normally we just budget just to pay the bills and see what's left over. All right. These last few paychecks, we were looking at like how our money is being used specifically. And when we looked at it, my wife's check can take care of everything. And my check literally is like the extra play money that we didn't realize that we were just kind of going through. And that speaks volume. Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's crazy. We we could have been utilizing a lot of things differently. But my idea, my hope in the next 4 to 5 years is to be able to retire myself and my wife to the point where she stays where she is because she loves her job and her position, to where, you know, her income is now the play money and I'm just taking care of everything else.
Some dope goals. I like those goals. Some good goals. You should talk to my husband. And no, I'm joking. But that's interesting. What I want to do real quick before we finish off is I want to you know what? I like challenging you, Donald. I like it. It's fun. I've been doing it. What is the last 38 years? I don't know. It's fun. I would like to challenge the last statement that you just made when you say you hope to do the very possible and attainable task of becoming the major breadwinner in your household to the point where your wife's paycheck is now the money that you guys have fun with. I would love if you were able to flip that word hope into I am going to accomplish this, blah, 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 whatever, you know, building an empire, creating wealth, right? Passive income, residual income, whatever, property, revenue from real estate investment, whatever way, business methods that you're using. That statement, right? It's hope, but it's a disempowering statement. And there is life, and there is certainty, and there is power in our words. And so if you were to change that phrase to more of an empowering statement, your posture, right? Saying, I'm going to, right? Chest kind of puffs up a little bit like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. You say hope, like even just saying the word hope, to say hope, your diaphragm deflates, your shoulders go forward. Like, even your body feels like kind of icky with the hope. So that's just food for thought. But I would love to challenge you to, when you speak those prophetic phrases, that you speak them into the universe with the power and authority that you've already attained through God. So, gentlemen, it's been real. I'm excited for all the great things that are happening in your lives, in your marriages, more specifically. And I am encouraged. I'm encouraged by just all the dopeness that we're doing together collectively, right? Like, this is an incredible collaboration. Anyone who doesn't know, Donald, Terry, and I, we not only are related, we are also doing this podcast as an act of encouragement to one another. So this is one way that they're encouraging me, right? They're helping pour into me and what I'm trying to do in my business. Likewise, which is why this podcast is going to be so short today. We are both, Donald and myself, pouring into Terry and learning from him, right? The business of helping people. And soon we will be also investing in Donald's real estate and capital investment opportunities, right? And so, yes, this is I Still Do, Godly Man's Perspective on Marriage. My encouragement to each and every one of you is that you go out and that you love upon your spouse as best as you can. And while you're at it, to collaborate with other marrieds, right? To get that encouragement, to pour into one another, to invest in one another, the same way that you're learning to invest in your relationships. Terry, you just came on video. More words you have to share with us before we go, brother? Anything you want to say? I mean, your beard looks amazing. I might show this video on the YouTube channel. I think I might, because you look nice right now. So you look so beautiful.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you, sister. Thank you.
So beautiful. In your blue shirt. Is that your PHP shirt? Is that what?
Yeah, I will stay off the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PHP.
You know what I'm saying? Got to represent the PHP, man. People helping people. I mean, that's the main thing for me. Coming from where we came from, seeing what we seen, how we was raised is one of the things that I love the most about all three of us, is that we have the same upbringing and it's not selfish. You know, a lot of people coming from our area, they kind of grew up being selfish, but our parents, our grandparents, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, they taught us one thing, and that was not to be selfish with the gifts that God give us, but be very giving, because they can be taken away from us just like they was given to us.
Preach that.
It took a couple of people a little bit longer to figure out what their purpose was in life, i.e. me. But you know, now that I found it and I know what his will is, and what he wants me to do, I'm gonna do it by all means, and stay within his guidance. But as far as this podcast has been amazing. It definitely has helped me out in my marriage. It helped me out as far as the business as well, because now I can talk to other people in the sense of being a successful married couple in business, talking to other couples who wants to be successful in business. It makes it so much powerful to say, me and my wife is out here running a business to help you. You know what I mean? So that right there, instead of me saying, oh, it's just me, I'm out here running this. Nah, it's me and my wife. We do this together. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, man, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to shine even brighter than what I feel like God is putting on me. He put me in this situation to be a vessel for you as well. So thank you for that. And Donald, bro, we got a lot of stuff we got to do, my dude. It's wonderful. It's a blessing to be in business with my sister, in business with my cousin, to help each other grow in life. I mean, it's just remarkable, man. The picture that I posted on Facebook of us when we was little, you know, who would ever thought that those three will join forces to just do the world some main justice? Yeah, whoever thought that? You know what I mean? So I thank God for this opportunity, and I thank you, Jory, for following what he wants you to do. And don't stop. Don't stop at all, because it's bigger things than what we're doing right now that you got to do. I know that for a fact.
Amen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, we couldn't go 3 episodes without you crying. So thank you so much for just making sure that happened. Because yes, it's a necessity. The people they love the sentiment of you, sir. And people don't see big black strong men, you know, expressing their emotions very often. So this is I'm gonna post this video. This is gonna be on the YouTube channel, folks. I'm gonna put this on the video. The audio will be exactly where you usually find it. And I'm gonna put that clip. I'm gonna put that picture that Big Duck took. I'm gonna have that as the end title for this episode. I'm gonna have it at the end, just so people can get a visual of where we've come from and how far God has brought us. Amen. Listen, guys, I am blessed and I am privileged to host such an incredible journey, because that's what this is. This is an incredible journey, and I'm happy to be on it with you two men. And with that said, folks, this is Jory O'Neal. Karen Dwayne Wilson said the whole government. Yes, anybody who's looking for you now, they know where to find you. on the I Still Do Golly Man's Perspective on Marriage podcast with Donald David Owens Jr. Everybody's government's going out there. Just got everybody's information. Please follow us on IG. We love you all. Thanks so much for rocking out with us. We can't wait to see you next week. Peace.